Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at something that feels completely straight out of sci-fi, but it's actually happening right now, right on our phones. Now, if you caught our previous explainer, what happens when you click a phishing link, you know exactly how digital deception used to work. We laid that all out. But as we've been going through these new sources, wow, it's clear the landscape has completely shifted. We're moving way past those obvious typos in emails and entering a frontier where the threats are, well, practically invisible. Welcome to the new era of deepfakes and AI scams.
Okay, let's dive into this. The contrast here completely changes our whole threat model. Think about the old threat for a second. Clicking a malicious link. That actually requires your active participation, right? You have to read an email, move your mouse, and make a conscious decision to click. There's a built-in buffer there for your critical thinking to kick in. But the new threat? Answering a phone call. Picking up a ringing phone is just a deeply ingrained passive reflex. You see a local number, and you just answer it. The barrier to entry for the scammer has absolutely plummeted, while our natural vulnerability has completely skyrocketed.
And this means the danger isn't just sitting harmlessly in a spam folder waiting for you to click anymore. No, it's active, it's real-time, and it's happening right in your ear. When you pick up, you hear a voice that actually responds to you, pauses, maybe even expresses distress. The exact moment you say hello, the trap is sprung. This totally bypasses the analytical part of our brain that's supposed to spot bad links, and it directly targets our emotional reflexes. It's an incredibly intimate intrusion.
Now, hearing a loved one begging for help on the other end of the line when it isn't actually them, it sounds like pure sorcery, doesn't it? But looking at the mechanics of these AI models, it's actually fascinating to realize this isn't a magic trick at all. It's just technology, built entirely on logic and data. Scammers are really just relying on our panic and our general ignorance of how this tech actually works. So let's pull back the curtain, strip away the illusion, and look at the actual engine that allows a computer to impersonate a human.
It all fundamentally comes down to this: matrix math. I know, it sounds like some heavy, intimidating academic concept, but it's really just the underlying mathematical computations that AI uses to process, analyze, and replicate complex human traits. Think about it this way. A human voice isn't just sound to a computer. It's a massive collection of data points. Pitch, tone, resonance, they're all just represented as numbers in vast grids. The AI is simply running high-speed calculations, multiplying these grids millions of times over to find the exact statistical patterns of a specific voice. It's intimidating, for sure, but at its core, it's literally just math.
Let's move to and see how this builds. How does all that math actually translate into a clone? Well, first, the AI needs some raw material. It has to ingest audio or visual data, like maybe just a short 30-second clip of your voice pulled off social media or a hacked voicemail. Then, step 2, it applies that matrix math, doing all the heavy lifting to analyze the patterns and map out your unique sonic fingerprint. Once that pattern is locked in, step 3, the AI can be fed brand new text to generate a cloned voice or face. It creates a synthetic audio file that applies your exact voice to words you've never even spoken. The final result of all those rapid-fire calculations is a flawless illusion. We used to rely on glitches to spot fakes, right? Like robotic voices or unnatural blinking in a video. But processing power is just so vast now that the output is near perfect. The AI perfectly mimics the breathiness of a whisper or the sudden crackle of panic. The illusion is so seamless that your brain just registers the incoming call as absolute truth. Those old robotic giveaways, they're completely gone. Which brings us to a massive, honestly terrifying paradigm shift in human history. To quote the source material directly, why you can no longer trust your eyes or ears on a phone call. For thousands of years, our senses were the ultimate arbiters of truth. If you heard it with your own ears, it was real. But this technology has completely severed the link between sensory perception and objective reality. The very foundation of how we verify the people in our world has just been totally upended.
So the crucial point is, we are actively redefining reality here. Evolution literally trained us to instantly recognize a family member's voice for survival. And now, scammers have weaponized that exact biology against us. Biological senses are now vulnerabilities. The old saying, seeing is believing, completely obsolete, especially when video calls can be hijacked in real time. Phishing has entirely transformed. It's no longer just a technical trick played on a computer network. It is psychological manipulation played directly on our human senses. The battlefield is now our own mind.
We've journeyed all the way from clicking deceptive links to a new reality defined by flawless, real-time AI clones. The technology to replicate literally anyone exists today, and it is firmly in the hands of bad actors.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a crucial question to ask yourselves, your families, and your colleagues. In an era of perfect AI clones, how will you verify who is actually on the other end of the line?